All right, guys, so this video, we're gonna be talking about how to get out of the lasso. First thing to understand is there's a lot of different types of lasso and situations within a lasso. The two primary types of lasso are a shallow lasso, where the foot's more on the collarbone. Usually this position, he can push and create space, unlasso and go to different attacks. And then there's a deep lasso where his leg is all the way through like this. The main way we're gonna focus on getting on the lasso in this video is looping out of the lasso. But this is actually a lot harder than it looks. Seems like I just loop, but if you're going with the right guy and they have a really tight grip, it can feel next to impossible. The main thing you wanna work on for the loop out, both with a deep lasso or a shallow lasso, is his fist position. If his fist is glued to his thigh, right? So get it all the way on your thigh, go deep on this one. Right, if his fist is all the way on his thigh, no matter how much I pull or try to loop my hand, I cannot loop my hand out, right? So once this fist is up here, you see how his fist is out a little bit? Now it doesn't take much to loop out. What most people do wrong is they're in really deep here trying to loop their hand and they can't do that. You have to get the hand out first. So it's more of a row first and then I loop my hand out. Once the hand's out, there's different passes we can do here. I'm not gonna go so much into the passes, just the idea of getting out of the lasso. I can walk my hand up to break this grip and now I'm in the center and I can use this to start doing throw-bys or whatever you wanna do from there. Okay, so we'll look at the shallow lasso a little bit more in depth first. So here he's gonna have a single shallow lasso. He could have collar sleeve here with a foot in the bicep. He could have double sleeve. It's basically gonna be the same idea. What I wanna focus on is pulling this elbow back first. So if as he's setting the position, I'm up a little bit higher in the first place, it's hard for him to set it well in the first place. So for example, I'll go with this real quick. Imagine I come in really low here like this and he sets the position. Now he can pull his hand in deep because I'm so low, it's easier to get to and I have a little bit more fight. If I approach here and I'm tall like this and he breaks the grip to lasso, you see how I never let him pull that in? There's a tension in my elbow initially so that he can never set his hand deep in the first place, right? So now here, the hand's so far out, it's just a really quick loop out here like this. I walk the hand up and break the grip. If I loop the hand out like this, and he tries to kick his leg out wide to reset it and pull it back in. So I go here, you kick out wide, pull it back in and reset. Usually what I do is as he kicks out to reset, I just loop the hand. Now I've looped his wrist and I can eventually break there. And again, I can start going back to different passes. Now, if he sets the hook a little bit deeper and the fist is actually in, what I wanna focus on here is pinning his hip towards the floor. So we're gonna turn all the way over here, right? Is I wanna keep his hip pinned towards the floor. If his tailbone's tight, it's actually easier for him to keep this tight. When I get his hip pinned towards the floor, it's actually harder for his hips or his legs and hips to follow to keep the position locked in. So I use the ankle or the pant leg or just go here and keep his hips low. I'm gonna focus on rowing my elbow with the extra emphasis of getting the fist to go across this way so that he can't keep it framed on the thigh, right? So keep it kind of tight there. See, I kind of pull to the side a little bit and roll my, see now at this point, I know his hand's out enough, the loop out's gonna be easy, can go break and start passing. So now we're gonna look at the deep lasso. So now he gets a deep lasso. The big threat with the deep lasso, first off, I can't row my elbow as much because of where his leg is positioned. I can't pull the elbow back, right? So I can get kind of stuck here. The other big thing here is if I stay up too much, he can hook me here and turn back that way really hard and actually sweep me. So the first thing I want to focus on the deep lasso, you can go around that side. First thing I want to focus on the deep lasso is to pin this leg towards the floor. If this leg is down or there's weight on it, it's going to be very hard for him to tilt back this way. If his knee's up a little bit tighter, I can just kind of drive it here. I just don't want him to be able to rotate his body that way. So let's suppose I get this down on the floor. I'm going to drop my shin here, not to pass, but to pin him so he can't bump and open that way. So again, the fist is now locked in really tight on the thigh here, right? So I come down, and what I want to do is I actually drive my hand behind this leg into this direction. Not because I'm looping out, but I'm trying to get that fist out of that locked in position. You see that? You see where his fist is at now? Once the fist is out here, now I can start to go under this leg if I want. You can go around the backside. So here I've worked across, right? And now I've got the hand far enough out over here. Now I can turn the hand backwards and slowly start to work up this way and pass. If he keeps the grip, go back to the grip. If he keeps the grip when I'm here, often what I'll do is I go over the back and drop the chest weight like this. And now he's gonna try to open to do that sweep, but it's hard because I already got him pinned with the chest and the hands out, and now I can pass from there. So if he won't let me pin this leg to the floor, that's fine. I just want to keep his hip pinned that way. So I can grab the pant leg and just kind of press here towards the inside. And now as he tries to tilt back the other side there, it's really hard. And from here, you can put the spider hook in usually here, like this. I'll again start shooting my hand across here to get that fist out of position. Now I can turn my hand back, start working up, eventually break the grip, and then it just depends on how you want to start trying to pass from here. So final thought with this is just really re-emphasizing not letting them set it deep in the first place. If you come in really low and the guy starts setting the lasso and you let them set this, it's already going to be a lot harder, right? But it's pretty easy. You know when the guy's doing it. He has to have your sleeve in the first place, right? So either I have a pant leg like this, he starts to break it. If my elbow's tight, the only way he can go is to a lasso. So of course I keep it tight. Now he throws the lasso. I'm already out and it never even occurs. If I'm here and he starts lassoing, you see how I'm pulling the lapel so my hand is still really far back? Now it's easy to start looping out, right? So just pay a little bit more attention on the initial setup of the position. It'll save you a lot of effort down the line.